malgré les intimidations, malgré les pressions. Vous avez choisi le changement.
Number 1. Welcome to Intervlog, where we explore the heart of Africa's unfolding stories, with insight, neutrality, and respect for truth. Today, we journey into the soul of Cameroon, a nation standing at a historic crossroads. A presidential election has just been held, and its aftermath has stirred both hope and apprehension. The headlines are everywhere. Cameroon's bishops call for calm after opposition declares election victory. Protesters arrested as tensions rise. Analysts warn of a tipping point. But beyond the headlines lies something deeper, a question that pierces the conscience of a nation. Can Cameroon preserve its fragile peace, or is the storm of political crisis pushing it towards something darker? Perhaps even a civil war? On October 12th, Cameroonians went to the polls to choose their president. For many, this election symbolized a yearning for change, a chance to breathe after 4 decades of unbroken rule under President Paul Biya, a man who, at 92 years old, has governed the nation since 1982. That's 43 years of leadership, a tenure that began before most of today's voters were even born. Then came a bold declaration. Opposition candidate Issa Tchiroma, once Biya's own government spokesman, stepped before cameras and announced, "I have won the election." His proclamation came long before the Constitutional Council had announced any official results. And just like that, silence broke. The streets of Garoua, Yaoundé, and Douala began to murmur. Supporters rejoiced online. Critics mocked. Government officials condemned. The Catholic Church, one of Cameroon's most trusted moral voices, stepped forward to plead for calm, reminding all sides that only the truth, not defiance or manipulation, can bring peace. Their statement was simple yet profound. The truth shall set you free. In moments of uncertainty, Cameroonians often look to their bishops, the shepherds of conscience. The National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, NECC, urged restraint, insisting that the final results must reflect the will of the people. They cautioned no authority, no matter how powerful, should tamper with the sacred voice of the electorate. The Church's tone was not political. It was pastoral. It was a call to peace, but also a subtle reminder of justice. One bishop, Monsignor Yaouda Horgo, had earlier expressed deep frustration, famously saying it would be better for the devil himself to take power than to endure more suffering under the same system. His words, shocking yet reflective of public fatigue, captured the despair of many who feel trapped in a cycle of stagnation. In French, Intervlog reflects with a parable. Quand le feu couve sous la cendre, il suffit d'un souffle pour embraser la maison. When fire smolders beneath the ashes, one breath is enough to set the house ablaze. That is Cameroon today, a house of many rooms, diverse in culture and tongue, where tension lurks beneath layers of history, inequality, and silence. As days passed, the government moved swiftly. At least 20 protesters were arrested, accused of insurrection and incitement to rebellion. Some, officials say, will face military courts. Minister of Territorial Administration Paul Atanganji described them as troublemakers manipulated by political actors. Yet, for many citizens, these arrests echo a deeper anxiety, that dissent is being criminalized, and that legitimate political expression may once again be met with force. Tchiroma, undeterred, continued to claim victory. On Facebook, he published results from 18 administrative units, asserting that these areas represented 80% of the electorate. His posts went viral, hailed by supporters as proof, dismissed by government allies as fabrication. Amid the digital battle, something fragile was breaking. Public trust, irregularities, and doubt. Civil society organizations reported what they called several irregularities. Polling stations relocated without notice. Ballot boxes found stuffed. Registers still bearing the names of the dead. Unequal distribution of ballot papers. Some opposition strongholds allegedly receiving fewer. The Catholic Church's observers confirmed these irregularities, adding weight to opposition claims of manipulation. But the Constitutional Council remains the final arbiter, and until it speaks, uncertainty reigns. In such moments, rumor fills the vacuum where facts are missing. As one Cameroonian elder told Intervlog from Douala, "We are walking on eggshells, my son." Everyone is talking, but no one is sure what tomorrow brings. To understand today's fear, one must remember yesterday's wounds. Cameroon's unity has long been tested, from the Anglophone crisis in the West, where armed separatists have clashed with government forces, to Islamist insurgency in the North, corruption in public life, and unemployment among youth. Every unresolved grievance becomes a spark, and elections, if disputed, can ignite all of them at once. As analysts say, Cameroon is Africa in miniature. Its diversity is its beauty, and also its challenge. The country's population, nearly 30 million, is young, with a median age of just 18. Yet its leadership remains among the oldest on the continent. Un arbre vieux ne plie pas facilement, mais il finit toujours par tomber. An old tree does not bend easily, but it will eventually fall. This parable is not a prophecy. It is an observation of nature. It reminds us that every political system, however strong, must eventually renew itself or risk breaking apart. The possibility of civil war. Let us speak plainly. Can this situation lead to civil war? Cameroon has seen conflicts before. The Bamenda crisis, the separatist insurgency, the North's insecurity. But a full national civil war has always been avoided through some measure of restraint. Yet analysts warn, this time could be different. If opposition supporters refuse to accept the Constitutional Council's verdict, and the government responds with repression, escalation becomes likely. Civil war does not begin in one day. It begins with mistrust, hardened rhetoric, and a belief that dialogue is useless. Quand deux éléphants se battent, c'est l'herbe qui souffre. When two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. The elephants are the political giants, the ruling party and the opposition. The grass is the Cameroonian people, ordinary citizens who seek peace, jobs, and dignity. They are the ones who would pay the price if dialogue collapses and violence returns. In this tense atmosphere, the Catholic Church stands as a possible bridge. It is one of the few institutions still trusted by both the elite and the ordinary people. Its bishops have reiterated a powerful message to the Constitutional Council. La vérité vous rendra libre. The truth shall set you free. It is a call for justice, but also for courage. For judges to uphold truth in the face of pressure is to choose the harder path of integrity over the easier path of convenience. Should the Church succeed in calming tensions, Cameroon may once again avoid the abyss. But if its voice is ignored, the country may slide into a deeper crisis, not just political, but moral. Cameroon's story today is also a story of generations. The elders speak of stability, the youth speak of change. For over 4 decades, the political class has remained largely the same. But 3/4 of Cameroonians have never known another president besides Biya. To them, the future feels stolen. Across Africa, youth movements are reshaping politics, from Senegal to Kenya, from Mali to Gabon. The language is the same: dignity, opportunity, and voice. If young Cameroonians lose faith in democracy, they may seek change through confrontation rather than ballots. And that is how instability grows. Quand la jeunesse ferme les yeux à l'espoir, la nation ferme les portes à l'avenir. When youth close their eyes to hope, the nation closes its doors to the future. Cameroon's fate matters far beyond its borders. It is the anchor of Central Africa, sharing borders with 6 countries: Nigeria, Chad, the Central African Republic, Congo, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea. Any major instability in Cameroon could spill over, affecting regional trade, refugee flows, and security cooperation. Already, insurgent groups in the far north and Anglophone regions could exploit political chaos to strengthen their positions. Neighboring countries, facing their own fragilities, might not withstand a large refugee influx or armed spillover. This is why many regional leaders and international partners are watching Cameroon's election crisis with deep concern. The role of external powers. External actors are not absent from this stage. Analysts note that nations like Russia and China have expanded influence in the region, providing security support, surveillance technology, and diplomatic backing to governments under strain. Western powers, meanwhile, appear cautious. The United States, under the Trump-era policy of respecting national sovereignty, has refrained from commenting on African elections, a silence that some see as prudent, others as abandonment. In the vacuum, citizens are left to wonder who, if anyone, will stand for fairness and transparency. But in the end, Cameroon's destiny will not be decided in Washington, Moscow, or Beijing. It will be decided in Yaoundé, by Cameroonians themselves. In today's world, truth travels at the speed of data, and falsehood travels even faster. Social media has become both weapon and witness. When Issa Tchiroma Bakari began posting election results online, his supporters saw victory, his opponents saw deception. The result? Polarization deepened. Disinformation, if left unchecked, could become as destructive as bullets, poisoning minds, dividing families, and inciting violence. Intervlog reminds its viewers, "Le mensonge court vite, mais la vérité finit toujours par arriver." Lies run fast, but truth always catches up. For Cameroon to avoid conflict, its people must protect the truth, verifying before sharing, listening before judging, and choosing peace over rage. Lessons from the past. Africa's recent history offers sobering lessons. In Côte d'Ivoire, 2010, contested election results plunged the country into a deadly post-electoral crisis that claimed over 3,000 lives. In Kenya, 2007, and displaced hundreds of thousands. Both nations later rebuilt, but at tremendous cost. Cameroon must not repeat those tragedies. Elections should not be a gateway to war. They should be a test of maturity, transparency, and unity. La paix est un arbre fragile. Il faut l'arroser chaque jour. Peace is a fragile tree. It must be watered every day. So what now for Cameroon? 3 things are essential. Transparency. The Constitutional Council must publish credible results, with evidence that citizens can trust. Restraint. Both the government and the opposition must urge their supporters, regardless of the outcome. Dialogue. A genuine national conversation must follow the elections, addressing grievances that have long festered, from governance reforms to youth inclusion. Without these, peace will remain fragile. Voices from the streets. Across Cameroon, ordinary people are voicing their fears. In Yaoundé, a teacher tells Intervlog, "We have seen enough. All we want is a leader who listens." In Bamenda, a young activist says, "If the system doesn't change through the ballot, it will change through the street." In Garua, an elderly trader whispers, "We have survived every storm, but this one feels different." Their words reflect a nation torn between fatigue and faith, weary of repetition, yet still hopeful that peace will prevail. Cameroon stands at an inflection point. Change is inevitable, but how it comes will determine whether the country's next chapter is written in dialogue or destruction. Neutrality, which Intervlog embraces today, demands that we resist taking sides. Our role is to observe, to analyze, and to remind the world that beneath every statistic are human lives, mothers, students, farmers, and children who simply wish to live without fear. Quand on choisit la route de la paix, même les pierres deviennent des fleurs. When one chooses the path of peace, even stones turn into flowers. A message to Africa. Cameroon's struggle mirrors a continental pattern. From Sahel to Horn, from Maghreb to Cape, African nations are wrestling with old systems meeting new generations. Youth no longer accept silence as a virtue. They demand accountability, opportunity, and change. The challenge for leaders is to evolve before pressure explodes. Un peuple qui écoute sa jeunesse construit son avenir. A people that listens to its youth builds its future. As we close this Intervlog special, one truth stands clear. Cameroon's next days will test the nation's maturity and the world's conscience. If peace prevails, Cameroon could emerge stronger, with renewed faith in democracy. If it erupts, it could drag the country into years of loss and regret. The choice lies in the hands of its leaders, its judges, and most of all, its citizens. Let truth guide them. Let justice calm them. Let peace unite them. Final parable. Quand la nuit est la plus noire, c'est que l'aube n'est pas loin. When the night is darkest, it means dawn is near. May Cameroon's dawn come, not through bloodshed, but through understanding, not through vengeance, but through vision, not through war, but through wisdom. This is Intervlog, bringing Africa's stories to the world, with truth, balance, and heart. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog, same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.